Welcome to the tour of the elevators at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. Now, this mall is only on one floor except the department stores. And the first store we come to is Dillard's. Now, Dillard's has 2 floors and it has an elevator. And this elevator used to be an international but got modernised by Cone. But however, the elevator is still complete and original. Alright then, this is the lift, known as the elevator, at Dillard's at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. Wow, this is a wonderful, nice old 1980s International, but sadly it's been modernised by a Cone generic. Hello, going up? Going up. Right. We're going to first floor, which is known as the second floor in the US. Oh, go to 2. Shut the doors. This is capacity 4,000 pounds. Here we are, 2. Have a nice day. Going down. Yeah, I'm going down. Elevator enthusiast. Good at 1. 1.
You break it?
No. Yeah. Elevator enthusiast. You got 1. And that's it. Now we are going to a junior anchor store, Old Navy. Now, Old Navy has 2 floors and it has a Schindler MT elevator, except the floor control buttons and the indicator is different compared to the one in Dillard's. The floor control buttons and the indicators are actually saying ground floor and second floor rather than first floor and second floor. This is the lift known as the elevator at Old Navy at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. Go to 2, shut the doors. It's a Schindler. It's a Schindler, capacity 4,000 pounds. It's all steel in here. It's a Schindler lift at Old Navy at Florida Mall. Of course, it's got the ground floor button, which should be 1. Here we are, 2. Go back down to ground. G. Shut the doors. This is a wonderful Schindler lift at the Old Navy store, the Florida Mall in Orlando. It's all steel. Here we are at ground. Well, it's reading 1 on this floor. And that's it. There was a department store round the corner from Old Navy, and that was Nordstrom. Nordstrom opened in 2002, and it was a bit like John Lewis due to the fact that they had an espresso bar at the front of the store. And this Nordstrom was on 2 floors, and it had a Schindler MT elevator. And sadly, Nordstrom in 2014 closed its Florida Mall branch. And now it's been converted into a Dick's Sporting Goods and, of course, for the younger guests, the Crayola Experience. However, Dick's Sporting Goods is only on 1 floor, but there is an elevator in the Crayola Experience, but sadly, I cannot ride it because it's chargeable to get in, as the elevator is within the main experience. So, anyway, we're now heading along towards Macy's. Now, Macy's used to be known as Burdine's department store, which was like independent Florida store, a bit like if you can compare it with House of Fraser and Beatty's back in the UK. And Macy's at the Florida Mall is on 2 floors, and yes, This also has a Schindler MT elevator. However, the floor numbering is different compared to the one in Old Navy, and the same applied for when Nordstrom was here, 1 and 2. This is the lift known as the elevator at Macy's at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. Go to 2. It's a Schindler lift. It's a Schindler lift, capacity £4,000, similar to the details to the Dillard's lift. Of course, the floor numbering system 1 and 2, rather than ground and 1. Here we are at 2. Go back down to 1. Shut the doors. Emergency phone down there. Go to 1. Oh, pretty basic Schindler elevator. Nice sea line up there. Sadly, no mirrors in this one. Here we are back on the first floor. There's walk fountains. There he goes. And that's it. So then, we're now going along the mall. Sadly, not all the stores have elevators because they're only on one floor. Well, one level. And we're going along to what used to be Lord & Taylor. I've never been in Lord & Taylor. And Lord & Taylor closed in the 2000s. And I couldn't figure out what elevator it had. It might have been an older Westinghouse. But comment below. But I knew Lord & Taylor was on 2 floors. The area is now converted as a H&M, XXI Forever, which is known as Forever 21, American Girl, and of course Zara. So we're going to the Zara elevator, which is a modern day Schindler. Go to 2. Close the doors. This is the lift known as the elevator at Zara at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. It's a Schindler. It's a Schindler lift, capacity £2,500. Here we are at 2. Known as first floor. Go back down to 1, which would be ground if it's in the UK. It's this door. Bing bong. 1. Door shut. Go down. Wow. There's the detail right there. You got 1. Oh, here it is. At 1. And that's it. So then, as you might know, I have no video footage of the modern Schindler elevator in H&M or the Cone Eco Space or Eco Disc in XXI Forever 21. So we're now going back into the main Florida Mall, turning right and going down towards JCPenney. Now the JCPenney here is on 2 floors and it has an elevator which is an old Westinghouse which was built in the 1980s. It is one of the best elevators within the store because JCPenney do tend to maintain elevators like Westinghouse, Montgomery, Twin Kiams, but they rarely use Schindlers at some of their stores. Anyway, here it is. It's the lift known as the elevator at JCPenney in the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. Go to 1, which is the ground floor. Close the doors. It's Westinghouse. Capacity £3,500. Oh, this is a nice old one. A bit like an old Otis lift, which is seen at the BHS stores. Here we are at 1, ground floor. Go. Of course, they're painted it. Hello, going up?
Yes.
2.
2.
Yep. Close the door. This is a Westinghouse. Just like the escalators. Oh, elevator enthusiast. Oh, here we are 2. And now along to the best department store in the whole mall, Sears.
which I once referred back in my childhood life, Sears for beers. And the interesting thing about this Sears, that it's the only one left in the Florida state. And as you might know, there was loads of Sears across the Florida state, like the one at the Seminole Town Centre in Sanford, the Altamonte Mall in Altamonte Springs, the Fashion Square Mall, and there was a handful of other stores. But however, during 2020, which was the COVID year, all those stores closed down, except this one remained untouched, which is really interesting, to be honest, because this is one of my favourite stores. This one better not close down, because I'll be so gutted if this closes completely, because it's the only one left in the Florida state, also to be in Orlando, the Orange County. And it's one of the best ones in the whole Florida. So anyway, as you know, Sears is a bit like TJ Hughes's back in the UK, and a bit like former department store chain Alders. And this Sears store used to have a Montgomery A series, but they modernised it to Twinkie M a couple of years back. And of course, it's all like wooden inside the elevator. So anyway, here it is.
This is the lift known as the elevator at Sears at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. Go to. This lift has Adams fixtures, and it's a Montgomery Twinkie M lift elevator. Capacity to 2,500 pounds. So I can hold over this lift. Here we are. Second floor. Go down to 1. Close the doors. Wooden. Oh, it's all wooden in here. It's an old brown. It's all brown in here. This is our weather. Here we are back at 1. And that's it.
That's it, guys. End of the video. Hope you enjoyed the video, and make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, JCPenney Train Plane Lift Adventures. Now, all this footage was covered in 2018, and as you probably know, I'm a massive Orlando fan, hopefully to get out there in the not too distant future. Until then, guys, look after yourselves, take care, and see you all soon for more JCPenney Train Plane Lift Adventures fun.